And we are live. Today we are talking micropayment sector in the cryptocurrency space, and specifically we're talking about Dash. This is part of our series of the best of the North American Bitcoin Conference, and Dash's Ryan Taylor gave one of the best talks at the conference. So we're going to go over the salient points of that and look at why Dash is a good play in the micropayment sector. First of all, today there is news that Stripe is withdrawing support for Bitcoin payments. So here's their quote from their blog post, which is our hope was that Bitcoin could become a universal decentralized substrate for online transactions and help our customers enable buyers in places that had less credit card penetration or use cases where credit card fees were prohibitive. Over the past year or two, as block size limits have been reached, Bitcoin has evolved to become better suited to being an asset than being a means of exchange. In other words, it's too slow and it's too expensive. So, Stripe is a $9 billion company. That's not good news for Bitcoin. But what's not good news for Bitcoin is good news for the micro payment cryptocurrency sector. So we look at that sector. You want to look at it side by side. And here's Bitcoin, Litecoin in yellow, Bitcoin Cash in turquoise, and Dash in purple. And look at the performance of these side by side. In today's Yahoo heat map, you can see that most of the cryptocurrencies today are in the green, but look at the comparative market capitalizations. Okay, Bitcoin Cash is up here at a market cap of 27 billion. Bitcoin, obviously the leader, and Litecoin is over here with a market cap of 9.8 billion. Dash is last with 5.8 billion. Now that could have several reasons, and probably the biggest reason is that Bitcoin Cash, and Litecoin all trade on Coinbase, which is the largest U.S. exchange, very extremely user-friendly, really the entry level or, crypto 101 exchange, if you will. So for people who don't know anything about cryptocurrency, they can trade Bitcoin, Bitcoin Cash, and Litecoin. Bitcoin Cash got a big boost when it was listed on the exchange on Coinbase. This is a 6-month chart right here of Bitcoin Cash, and you can see it got a boost in November when there was a dispute over whether or not to implement the second phase of SegWit, which was the doubling of Bitcoin's block size. Remember, Bitcoin only has a 1 megabyte block size, so it's very small. So Bitcoin Cash got a boost back in November, and then here another big boost when it was listed on Coinbase. So and Bitcoin and Litecoin has been listed on Coinbase for quite a while. So those market capitalizations could be explained by the fact that Dash is not listed on Coinbase, and this could mean it is one of the most undervalued cryptocurrencies out there because it has a lot of great features that we're going to talk about now and that were highlighted by Ryan Taylor in his talk at the North American Bitcoin Conference. So this is Dash compared to the other micro cryptocurrencies, and you can see performing kind of took a pretty big dip here in that after that Korea scare. This is the dip that all the coins took when the Korean regulators talked about banning anonymous trades, and now they've clarified their position. And it's really just about anonymous trades, not banning all trading. But it took a much bigger dip than the others. You can see the others kind of bottomed out here, whereas Dash took a much bigger hit. So it's trading somewhere in the middle of the micro crypto sector. Now let's go. The reason that really that Ryan Taylor's talk was so impressive is his focus on the ease of use and adoption. So the focus of Dash, he's not really focused on trying to get it listed on more exchanges or trying to get its market cap up or trying to get more people to buy it. He's really completely focused in a step-by-step, very methodical way on ease of use and adoption. So these are the attributes of Dash, just to go over quickly. It's got the fastest double spend proof confirmation time. So that means that it's not only a safe blockchain, but also fast. Now, I won't go into the details of what a double spend is, but basically it's a way that a blockchain could be fooled or defrauded into accepting a secondary chain over the actual chain, and that way cryptocurrency could be spent, the same cryptocurrency could be spent twice. And that is this is an example of a double spending fraud where someone would send money in order to order a product. The product would be shipped, and then they would send the same money back to themselves. In order to do that, you'd have to outrace the network and form an end of chain that would replace the actual verifiable, legitimate end of the blockchain. So Dash is double spend proof and it's fast. Okay, and I guess what he's saying there is that Bitcoin is not double spend proof and it's slow. So that is a significant advantage. It has an optional privacy enhancement involving mixing of transactions, and privacy is obviously an issue with Bitcoin. You know that, as we know, you have a public address and a private key, but the chain of transactions, the metadata from the blockchain, can be used to trace a chain of transactions. Dash has a very unique governance structure with shareholder oversight. 40%, only 45% of block rewards go to the miners. Remember, in Bitcoin, all the block rewards go to the miners. Okay, 45%, an equal amount, goes to infrastructure and building these incentivized full nodes to provide a robust, stable, high-speed network. And 10% go to a treasury where the community is involved in determining how to best spend that to improve the Dash network. It's got an instant send feature which takes less than 1 second. That's an off-chain instant send, and it's user-friendly. On-chain scalability, they have Ryan Taylor talked about a roadmap to scale up to a 400 megabyte block size. Remember that Bitcoin's block size is 1 megabyte. And Bitcoin Cash, when it forked off of Bitcoin, adopted an 8 megabyte block size. This is scaling up to a 400 megabyte block size. And as I said, it's double spend proof. It's optionally anonymous, and it's self-governing. This incentivized. He was very proud of their incentivized P2P network structure in providing a more stable governance. And anyone can start a master node by staking 1,000 Dash, and they can vote on how to use those funds that go back to Dash. Now, like I said, Ryan Taylor gave a really great talk, and he highlighted the fact that Dash is committed in a step-by-step, methodical fashion towards user-friendliness and adoption. Okay, so the first thing is he's laser-focused on targeting Visa and PayPal with the advantages that they used to do, for example, what Visa did better than a bank and what PayPal did better than Visa. Okay, he wants now a cryptocurrency, Dash, to target those specific categories and do better than Visa and PayPal. So he's laser focused on beating Visa and PayPal at user friendliness, and with these particular criteria in mind. Make it faster and easier, make it more secure, and give people incentives to switch to Dash. Now his words here in red under the Bitcoin uh, column on his slide indicate that Bitcoin fails in all of these respects. It's got long addresses, long confirmations. If there's a merchant dispute, there's nobody to call. Okay, you can't call the police and say to them. This was what Charlie Shrem said at the conference. You can't call the police and say somebody stole my magic internet money. There's nobody to call. So. And consumers pay the transaction fees. So he wants to get rid of those aspects of the micro crypto payment structure and introduce a much more user-friendly structure. Now, so that is the first thing. He's laser focused on use cases and adoption. And the way he's focusing on that is targeting how Visa and how PayPal did better than banks and how cryptocurrency can now do better than Visa and PayPal, which I think sounds like a great strategy, especially when he's done it in a step-by-step fashion. Now he's laid out this three-phase plan of the goals for Dash, and the first one was set up right at the beginning with the master nodes, instant send, which is the one less than he says 2-second confirmation here, and private send, where your balances and transactions are privacy and are private and cannot be tracked through the blockchain. Now, their phase 2 governance, they're in the process of setting up, and the evolution is the third phase, which is coming now. And the evolution was one of the more interesting things that he talked about at the conference, because he talked about a decentralized API for merchants, where merchants can integrate with a network simply by copying and pasting a snippet of code into their checkout screen. So making it very easy for merchants to integrate with the Dash network. And the other part of Dash evolution is making it incredibly user-friendly to the point where it has a PayPal-like face. Remember that most people are hesitant to put their money into cryptocurrency, not necessarily because the asset itself is volatile or risky, but just because they're afraid of looking like an idiot by not understanding these complex wallets and the pins and the recovery seeds and public and private keys, and whether how people are afraid that they're gonna basically look like an idiot because they can't figure out how to recover their cryptocurrency if they lose access to it. And that's a problem. This idea, this cryptophobia, is a real problem. So, okay. Now, obviously addresses, public and private addresses, and people don't really understand them. What people understand, and this is the great thing, is Ryan Taylor really is cognizant of this fact. What people understand is they understand usernames and passwords. And they understand that if they lose username or password, there should be a very simple, non-enigmatic, non-labyrinthine recovery process where they can recover that. And he has part of Dash Evolution is establishing usernames. It's no longer a wallet, but an account that you can access from any device. And contact lists, so all the people that you transact with, the merchants that you transact with, are all on a list, so you know exactly what's going on, and your interface is personalized for you. So Dash Evolution has several components to it: the end user accounts, familiar web-based logins, a consistent experience, a merchant marketplace, giving the merchants a API that is fast and secure and allows them to very simply integrate with the Dash network, and then security enhancements for everyone. The next thing that he talked about was their engine that's driving all this growth. Okay, and the thing is that Dash is now the 4th fastest growing cryptocurrency. Okay, and it is they're investing in a global marketing campaign, and these key performance indicators were really kind of mind-blowing. Daily trading volume more than 200 million per day, and a million transactions a quarter they've reached. And these were the KPIs that he cited at the conference. Now the budget system, 45% of the mining fees go back into the system. So this is just a positive feedback loop. Is with more marketing and PR, more demand from users and merchants, higher price of the cryptocurrency, higher budget, and more development and investment funding. Now, everyone says that Dash will moon when it gets listed on Coinbase, and that's probably true. But interestingly enough, Ryan Taylor is not concerned about that. And that's one thing I like about his approach, is that he's got a step-by-step approach towards user friendliness and adoption, and he's not trying to get on exchanges and get the price and pump up the price of Dash. What he wants is to replace Visa and PayPal, and he wants to do it in a methodical fashion, just the way that Visa did something better than the banks, and then PayPal did something better than Visa. Okay, he wants Dash to do what Bitcoin is not doing, according to him, and that is provide a better solution for micropayments with cryptocurrency. Now, Dash's growth engine, as he mentioned in the talk, is that 45% of the mining fees goes to the miners, 45% goes to the infrastructure of the Dash network, and 10% goes to this fund that is voted, this voting as to how to use that. And currently they're using that for a global marketing campaign. He mentioned their commitment to low fees and that many companies are leaving Bitcoin and switching to Dash. And as we saw just in the news today, Stripe is withdrawing support for Bitcoin payments. That was in at Bitcoin.com. Stripe is a $9 billion company who said that Bitcoin is better suited as an asset, basically meaning it's too slow and it's too expensive to use as a micro payment system. And this is over the past month. This is from the article on Bitcoin News, which says a handful of other companies have also rolled back Bitcoin support, usually citing high fees which make micropayments impractical. So this is a good time to look at to invest into and look into the micro payment sector. Again, this is not investment advice. I don't give investment advice. I simply try to educate and help you make better investment decisions with the information you can glean from these videos. The last thing that I want to mention is that Ryan Taylor did announce an integration with GoCoin that has over 500 merchants and does 5 million transactions a year. And they're rolling out Dash by default to all merchants with their instant send feature. So that was a big announcement that he made at the conference, and that was Ryan Taylor's discussion at the North American Bitcoin Conference in Miami just last week, with his stated goals of making Dash the most user-friendly cryptocurrency network and replacing laser targeting the attributes that Visa and PayPal use to replace or to do better than banks with payments. Cryptocurrency needs to do better, and Bitcoin, he says, is not the solution for all these reasons you see in red. It's not faster and easier, it's not more secure, and there's no incentive for people to switch. So micro cryptocurrencies on the rise. Dash, probably the most undervalued micro crypto out there. You can see that it's holding its own in price along with the other. Here's Dash in purple, holding its own in price along with the other micro crypto sector coins. Bitcoin Cash is in turquoise, Bitcoin in blue, and Litecoin in yellow. And looking at the market cap, again, Dash probably the most undervalued. Here's Litecoin, Bitcoin Cash, and those are market cap of 27 billion and 10 billion respectively. And remember, they are listed on Coinbase. Dash is not listed on Coinbase, and it's only at 5 billion market cap. So as I was saying before, many people predicting that when Dash is listed on Coinbase, it will moon, but Ryan Taylor is not interested in exchanges and trading. He's not interested in making Dash a asset or store of value. He's interested in making it the preferable micropayment system, and that is why Dash may be one of the most undervalued cryptocurrencies out there. Hopefully this video has given you some useful, powerful information that you can apply today to make better, more informed, more research-based cryptocurrency investment decisions. Ciao for now.